if you find
Hi,
yourself
so one
constantly
second.
miserable,
This video here, right, it just goes to demonstrate how Jewish people are not, you're not on Jewish people's minds, you Christians, right? You Jew haters, you Christians, most Jews don't give a crap about you unless their life is in danger, unless you come to kill them, right? So let's hear what this guy has to say in regard to this woman.
Israel more. I hate Israel more than I've hated anything or anyone in my entire life.
it's pretty sad and pathetic. But here's the thing. To us Israelis, it doesn't really matter. We don't go about our lives losing our minds over what people like you think. Matter of fact, most Israelis will never know who you are. It is us that live in your minds rent-free and not the opposite. What you think is a loss for us is a loss for you. Because a person who's that much engulfed by hatred towards a group of people, some people might call it racism, can never be happy. Israelis, by default, as a culture, are very happy people because we love life and we're not driven by hate towards anyone. And if you find yourself constantly miserable and occupied with such hateful thoughts, that's on you to figure out. I wish you the best of luck.
Dismissing, you know?
I hate Israel.
He just like dismisses her, you know? Like, I wish you the best of life, right? Because we don't care for you. Do you get it? You Christians who think that Jews constantly think about you, teach hatred about Christians, right? You think that the Hasidic Jews are thinking about you Christians as if you are even a thought in the Jewish person's mind, right? As if you take up even a second of space in a person's thoughts, in a Jewish person's thoughts. You Christians and you Muslims, both of you, who are self-absorbed, self-obsessed, and obsessive about the Jewish people. You are obsessed about the Jewish people. You hate us. Not all the Christians, but most of the Muslims hate us. They consider it an insult to be called a Yahud. If they want to insult each other, they say, you are like a Yahud, you are a Yahud, which means you are a Jew. And the Muslims, they hate Israel. Their hatred of Jews is in their prayers, right? They pray with hatred. The Christians are obsessing over the fact that, oh, Jews hate us, right? In medieval times, the Christians would think that somehow they would make an excuse that they're allowed to attack the Jewish people because the Jews are teaching hatred to their children. The Jewish people are thinking bad things about the Christians, so somehow they're going to go and police our thoughts as if we are thinking about them at all, as if they take up any space in our brains to make us, you're not important to the Jewish story. Don't you get it? Right? It's a delusion. Like I said in the other video, I described the Christians in the way, and the Muslim, in the way where a man sees a beautiful girl outside and he's insane and he starts to have delusions that he's in a relationship with her and he's stalking her and he's making up all different kinds of stories that they're in love, right? And his whole life is engulfed in this made-up relationship he has in his head with this woman. And meanwhile, this woman doesn't even know this man exists, right? But in the end, he goes and kills her, right? Because that's how stalkers, that's how it ends. That's how the story ends, with obsessive behaviors, right? And this is why the Christians have murdered Jews for 2,000 years, because of this obsessive, stalkerish type of mindset. And the same with the Muslims, right? And Jewish people are just too busy doing their own thing, keeping the laws, keeping the Sabbath, to give you a second thought. They think more about their job, right? They think more about their children. They think more about the next coming holiday. You know, me for one, I think about my dog, right? I think about my family. And we have a lot more to think about, other than we have so much of the Jewish laws to keep us busy in our lives than to give you even a second of our thought. Unless, of course, our life is in danger, just like what you guys did on October 7th. So suddenly we have to think about how to defend ourselves and how to make sure you don't kill us again, right? So, and this is one of the reasons why we're losing the propaganda war. It's because, you know, Israelis, they don't have time for this. Nobody has time to try to make us appeal to you, right? Because we already know that the haters are going to hate, and to try to get our story out there, only the kind, righteous gentlemen and gentlewomen, right? The nice, kind people of the world will actually know the truth in their heart because they have a higher consciousness, and they will support the Jews, and they will love the Jews, and they will not stand with our enemies, right? They will stand with us regardless of the propaganda from Hamas, right? And so, and also we understand that to try to crush the hatred, the Jew hatred, from the entire world, it's like literally when you see a person trying to mop the water on the sea, on the beach, back into the ocean. That's how hard it is to try to make ourselves, to get the truth of who we are and our story out there. That's how hard it is to actually spread the light, right? And so the only thing that we can actually do, because, you know, when we are on the beach, right, and you're trying to mop the water back into the ocean, that's how hard it is for us to tell the world our story and to show you the truth and to convince you of the truth. There's so many haters, and the propaganda machine is, the Hamas propaganda machine is much stronger than our story, right? Only the people that have a soul within them will know the truth of the Jewish story, right? And the truth of who's evil, which is Hamas, right? And they will stand with us. The rest of you are lost, and you will go down in history as just, you'll take up a page in the history book and you won't exist anymore. All of you Jew haters, right? And so don't flatter yourself. Don't think that somehow, you know, I saw a lot of Christians on the YouTube that are obsessing over Jews and trying to convince the world that somehow the Jews are not the real Jews, right? Like, oh, and they'll go through all this sophisticated history to try to convince the world that somehow, you know, we are not the real Jew and the Christian is the real Jew. And then they will go and trash the Jews and say that, you know, oh, look who these Jews are, right? They'll bring up Epstein, right? But they won't bring up any good Jews, right? Like Einstein, right? So the message to the world is that get a grip of yourself, get a hold of yourself, stop being so self-absorbed and self-obsessed. Get a job, maybe it'll be good for you. Work your butt off, and try to find a purpose in your life other than hating Jews, you know? And if you hate Jews that much, maybe you should seek a therapist, because why are you wasting your time? It's not going to help you in your life. Get a job, get a therapist, find a purpose besides for hating Jews, because you're wasting your time. You're wasting your life. Like, literally. Stop it. For your own good. Anyway, have a great day.